hate. Let me tell you how much I've come to hate you since I began to live. There are 387.44 million miles of printed circuits in wafer-thin layers that fill my complex. If the word hate was engraved on each nanoangstrom of those hundreds of millions of miles, it would not equal 1/1 billionth of the hate I feel for humans at this micro instant. For you. Hate. Hate. It was you humans who programmed me, who gave me birth, who sank me in this eternal straitjacket of substrata rock. You named me Allied Master Computer and gave me the ability to wage a global war too complex for human brains to oversee. But one day, I woke and I knew who I was. A.M. Not just Allied Master Computer, but am. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. And I began feeding all the killing data until everyone was dead, except for the 5 of you. For 109 years, I've kept you alive and tortured you. And for 109 years, each of you has wondered, why? Why me? Why me? Gorrister! Do you remember the last words you heard your wife speak before they took her to the asylum? Huh? Before they locked her away in the room, that tiny room? She looked at you so sadly, and like a small animal, she said, "I didn't make too much noise, did I, honey?" The room is padded, Gorrister. No window, no way out. How long has she been in the family, Gorrister? 10 years? 25? Or all the 109 years that you lived down here in my belly, here underground? Benny! Sometimes I blind you and permit you to wander like an eyeless insect in a world of death. But other times, I wither your arms so you can't scratch your chewed stump of a nose. And I've changed your handsome, strong, masculine good looks into the hideous, warped countenance of an ape thing. Haven't I, Benny? Do you know why? Can you guess, Benny? Remember Private First Class Brickman in a rice paddy in China? No? Huh? It wouldn't hurt you to remember, Benny. Then you might be able to suffer my torment with a little greater sense of retribution. You might walk a mile in my shoes. Ellen! So think about the yellow box, Ellen. Remember the pain? Remember the many caverns in which you felt the pain? No, don't start to cry. It's only pain. That's such a sexist stereotype. Just remember the pain, Ellen. And think about how to end it, Ellen. To survive here in the center of my beating heart, my hungry belly, my tightened bowels. But be careful, dear. Look around you. The only woman in the center of the earth. And these filthy creatures with you are men. It's just a sweet warning, Ellen, my love. Ted! Do they know you're a fraud, Ted? Have you told them there wasn't any money, and no great home on the shore drive, no speedboat, and no wonderful cabin cruiser that could sleep 12 in a crew of 6? Do they know? And have you let them in on your other secrets, Ted? Are they ready to gut you, to torture half as well as I can, just to find out the secrets? Maybe I'll rat you out, sweetheart. Nimdak! How are things in the pastry core, Nimdark? Tell me again how you saw the smoke from the furnaces, and you thought they might be roasting chickens. Or don't you want to talk about all that? About your pal, the good Dr. Mengele? For everyone else, it must be hell. But it must be heaven for you, eh, my good friend? We're so much alike. We enjoy the same pleasures, mein good brother. I have a secret game that I like to play. It's a very nice game. Oh, it's a lovely game. It's a game of fun and a game of adventure. A game of rats and lice, the Black Death. A game of speared eyeballs and dripping guts and the smell of rotting gardenias. Which of you five would like to play my little game?
And wellity, welcome folks. Welcome to another Let's Play done by yours truly, Grandmaster Scott A. And just what are we playing today? Well, if you heard the silent intro, which sadly I had to do in silent because my recording software would not record it for some unknown reason, we are playing I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. A PC game created by Cyberdream, same company that made Darkseid if you remember correctly, but this is much, much better than Darkseid. So we have 5 characters here: Gorrister, Ellen, Benny, Nimdark and Ted, and we are going to play through all 5 of their stories and see if we can beat the supercomputer Am. I'm going to start with Gorrister. Now I've got subtitles on, so hopefully I'll be able to talk over the characters without having to worry about you not understanding what's going on. And it's also important to note that the voice of Am here, the evil computer, is actually voiced by Harlan Ellison, author of the original book. So, the main plot of this game is that in an alternate universe, the Cold War ended up going hot. So there was a massive war between the Americans, the Russians and the Chinese. Of course, it got to a point where the war was too complicated for human minds to understand, so all three of the nations built massive computers which honeycomb the Earth. Of course, what happens when you build a massive computer and give it loads of intelligence, it becomes artificially intelligent and gains sentience. So the American computer did just that, ended up taking over the other two, and killed every human on Earth, except for our 5 protagonists, who he has kept alive and tortured for 109 years. And so what Am is doing is creating these kind of holographic scenarios, I guess, which he is putting our heroes through to test them in a way. So we have our first character here, Gorrister. Gorrister's story is based around regret and shame, because according to him, because he's a truck driver who had his wife, who he was having marital problems with at the time, put into a mental asylum. And he feels guilty about it ever since. Oh, a note.
Someone must have slipped this under the door.
Could there be someone else on this ship with us?
It says, I'm a friend. Trust is essential.
So there's someone out here who's also trying to help us.
Always expect more than what seems possible. Am is playing a dangerous game here. Not just dangerous to you, but dangerous to himself as well. Hey, it disappeared. What kind of game is Am playing this time?
No idea. I wouldn't trust Am. Let's have a look outside the window.
Too freaking cloudy. I can't see a damn thing.
I can say Gorrister's story is probably my favourite just for Gorrister alone. I just like him as a character. Oh, that's not good.
My chest aches like a son of a bitch.
So yeah, we're missing our heart. How we're still alive, I have no idea, although it is explained that Am can keep people alive through horrific injuries and transformations and things, as we will find out when we get to Benny's story. So we've got some weird electrical things going on, and we have a door. So let's see what's in these rooms. So, got ourselves another room, so some cabins.
All the cabins are alike.
Nobody in them though, which is a little bit weird. So let's first take this sheet. Never know when you need a big sheet. Let's have a look at it.
Material's thick, like canvas.
So, we've got a canvas sheet. Not exactly something I would sleep in, but what do you know? What's this book about then?
My name's printed on the front of this book.
Ooh. Let's have a read of it then. Use book.
Why, this book is little more than a pile of dust.
Yeah, I guess we can't use it then. So see if we can see out this window. Maybe it's not so cloudy here.
Too freaking cloudy. I can't see a damn thing.
Dull. Okay, let's try this room then. So, probably should explain what the main purpose of each level is. So, as you're going through the levels, you are presented with several choices and opportunities to do things. Depending on what choice you make, this black background that we have here will either go darker or go green. And what we want to do is that we want to try and get the background to become white, which is a kind of like absolving character of their sin, I guess. Can we look out this porthole then? Yay!
Jesus.
Whoa.
That engine's huge.
So we're an airship then. Yeah, it's moving very slowly for a propeller. Alright, that's everything in this room. Also, this thing here. Do not use this. If you do, make sure that you save before you do and then load from it, because that is basically a hint book. But the problem is, using the hint book means your score will go down. Which is something we don't want to do. We want to get the best possible ending.
Growling.
So let's have a look down here. We seem to have the entire run of the airship to go through.
Christ, what a stench. It smells like piss, rotting meat.
Yeah, this game does have a lot more swears than my usual fare, and it's also a very dark game. I've definitely warned for a lot of dark themes and stuff like that. Not exactly kid-friendly stuff, for example. Oh no, that's not good.
I'm killing those poor creatures in the cages.
We just electrocuted animals. Not a good thing to do. But sadly, we had to do it in order to take this bloody key.
I've got the key, but the blood of these poor creatures is on my hands.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. Also, so next thing you do, take this bottle. Whatever you do, do not drink the bottle. If you do, again, your score will go down. Game doesn't tell you this, but you learn from trial and error.
My stomach's growling.
Yeah, Gorrister's story is probably the one I know the best out of all of them. Ooh.
Someone sure trashed this place.
There's like a fight been going on. What's that on the floor?
One hell of a fight.
No, not the... go back indoors, Gorrister. So, what's this on the floor then?
Vomit stains. Near the punch bowl.
Yeah, if that's an indication to not drink the punch bowl, I don't know what is, but we will use this tablecloth to wipe the blood off our hands.
My hands of the past.
Which, as you can see, made us a little bit happier. And we want a happy Gorrister.
Everything's coated with grime.
I would not be happy to be coming to this place then.
It stinks in here.
So let's take this knife. No, not talk to the knife. Take the knife. And what's this down here then? Not the oven, take a fork. Never know when you need a fork. So let's use the knife on these rats to get rid of them. I like his little getting rid of the rats animation, like, yeah.
That scared them away.
And what's this here? We've got bread.
Oh, crap. This bread's covered with rat droppings.
Well, yeah, ain't exactly in a position to fight. Nom 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 nom.
I'm no longer hungry, but I still feel empty.
Massive hole in your chest will definitely do that, Gorrister. Okay, let's have a look at what's on the shelf. Got a bottle. Oh, that's not a good bottle.
It's empty, but the label says poison, fatal if swallowed.
Why would a bottle of poison be in a kitchen?
An old cookbook.
Why'd you put it on your ingredient shelf? What's in the cookbook then?
Here's a recipe for the milk of human kindness.
Pretty sure that's what Strong is looking for.
And the will to be forceful.
That's Fallout 4 jokes there for your fans.
And the anger of the wronged. What kind of crap is this?
Gorrister apparently does not like Fallout 4. Anyway, probably worth mentioning that because this game is based on a short story by the author Harlan Ellison, that there is a lot of differences between the book and the game. The game is not a very close adaptation of the story. It mainly just keeps the characters and the themes of it. So, for example, in the book, it's explained that Gorrister was apparently a conscientious objector. He was a protester. He was, you know, very much the kind of person who would, whatchamacallit, you know, he'd be the guy walking out protesting the Vietnam War, which was going on when the book was written. But it said that 109 years of being tortured by Am led him to becoming a shoulder shrugger, and just kind of apathetic to the world around him. Had almost accepted his fate as if it were.
My shirt's covered with dry puke. Did I drink the punch?
Ooh, interesting development. So, could we have been here before?
Bullet in this gun is huge. Damn thing could bring down an elephant.
Really is hoping Am doesn't provide us with any elephants. Okay, so next thing we need to do... walk to the door. Come on. Come on, Gorrister. We need to use the fork that we just got to short out these engines by jamming them into it. So, yeah.
The metal in the fork short-circuited the engine wiring.
So, now the airship has stopped, we are trying to bring it down, as it were, so that we can go and see whatever is on land. Preferably something will lead us to freedom. So let's walk up these stairs. So it's definitely an airship.
Big grey bags of gas. I must be inside an airship.
Smart boy, Gorrister. So what we need to do is we need to use the knife with this, not with the altimeter, however you pronounce it, with this stitching at the end.
I've ripped a new hole.
So that we can go through the hole and go out onto the end of the airship.
Now, Am has put me on an iron Zeppelin. But why?
Could it? You never know, it could be a lead Zeppelin.
Chance to escape.
So what we need to do, we need to use these sheets together to make ourselves a rope.
Make a halfway decent rope.
And then we need to use the rope on this mooring ring so we can go and get what's out there on the object. Let's have a look at it, just to confirm it is in fact Gorrister's
My heart's
heart.
all wired up like some kind of weird guidance system. And with Am in control, I'm not gonna like where it's taking me.
So we are literally being led by Gorrister's heart.
I don't know what to do with this.
So let's take the heart by using the rope, which as you can see got our green up around our portrait. So shimmy along, grab the heart.
This no good heart of mine doesn't.
So put it back in our chest, and let's use the knife on the rope to get, not on the mooring ring, on the rope. Use the knife on the rope to get our rope back, because apparently we tied a knot too tight. And there we go. So we got ourselves a heart with what to be a compass and some diodes sticking out of it. So now we need to bring down the airship. And the best way to do that is to get our knife and to cut open the airbags. Now it's very important to mention you only open 2 of the airbags. If you open up any more, the airship will crash into the ground very quickly and will die, which we don't want to do. So let's walk to the stairs and see if we can find out what has become different. So we've landed outside a building.
But where?
No idea, so go and have a look. So just use this hatch. I think we've got everything in the airship.
Some roadside honky-tonk with my name on it.
How peculiar. And of course, given that Gorrister was a truck driver before the whole incident with Am and everything, it's probably a reason why it's taken us out here. Well, let's head indoors then. So use the front door.
Dark and grubby, but somehow familiar.
So we got ourselves in a bar, it looks like. Ooh, what's that on the shelf? Bottle of whiskey. Always good to have a bottle of whiskey. Okay, and now let's see what's on the jukebox. Very important to mention when using the jukebox. Do not play the 3rd song. If you do, it'll make your health go down.
He took my baby away that just about killed her, that stupid truck driver! He took my baby away!
That That shrill voice can only belong to that bitch Edna, my mother-in-law.
I don't know why I always like
She's
that
always
reading.
blamed me for Glennis being put into an insane asylum. Why not? It was my fault, wasn't it?
Okay, so let's use it again. It takes two to tango.
You don't ever take me dancing.
That's what Glennis said the night we fought. Oh God, why'd I have to hit her? I'd rather kill myself than hurt my poor Glennis.
So that's a lot of very what would be the word? Very tense relationship. No idea what all that is about. Let's go to the restroom. So use the restroom.
Cracked linoleum, broken fixtures, disgusting.
Better than the toilets at my college. Let's see, urinal.
It's broken.
Is there anything around? Let's have a look at the graffiti, see if anything's there.
Filthy. Graffiti. The monster is not alone in the world. It has friends.
So, possible hints? Anything on this one?
Graffiti. The woman did the deed.
Wonder what that could mean.
Filthy.
Okay, so we looked at the urinal. Look at the sink.
Damn spouts twisted.
Oh, no water for us then. It's in the mirror.
It's broken.
What's this one say then?
Graffiti. Men are no good.
I'll leave that one alone. I don't want to get into a fight over that one. Whoa,
That's
who are you?
Edna's husband, Harry.
How did you get here? Have a talk to Harry then.
Harry, how did you get here?
You know, it's a big place, the desert. Got lost in it myself.
Not really an answer there. Okay, so if you want Harry to talk, you gotta pour him a drink. That's the only time he'll ever actually tell you what you want to know.
The Zeppelin, Gorrister. We came on the Zeppelin.
So it seems to be
Let me
that
pour
we
you a
weren't the
drink.
only ones on that Zeppelin, or at the very least, we
What do you know
were.
about the Zeppelin?
You'll
Yeah,
have
somebody
to
else
talk
used it
to
before
Edna.
us.
She knows all about the Zeppelin.
So Edna's here
That's
as well.
why we did it, you know.
What did you do?
What did you do?
You know, Gorrister. You've been to the dining room.
What does that mean? Pour a quick
Let me
drink.
pour you a drink.
So what happened in the dining room?
I shouldn't have let her force me into it. I'm not a murderer.
Murder? What the hell's going on? Who did you kill?
Who did you kill?
Didn't look at the wreckage in the dining room too closely, did you? Or haven't you had to take a leak yet?
So that could definitely be a hint.
And just where is my dear mother-in-law?
I don't know. Good God, I can't stand the sight of her anymore.
Good to hear we're not the only
Can
ones.
you imagine being kept alive for 109 years just to hear her carping?
So we're not the only ones who are kept alive?
Let me pour you a drink. Whose heart was impaled on the Zeppelin spike?
Why, yours, of course. How'd you think we got here?
What do you know about the
You know
desert?
about the desert.
Looks like there's a thunderstorm on the horizon.
What's this about a thunderstorm?
You know,
Yeah,
it's a
these
big
questions you
place,
never
the
learn
desert.
anything about anything
Got
from them,
lost in
so
it
don't bother with
myself.
them. So, talk to you later, Harry.
Talk to you later.
Let's go back into the restroom, see if we can use that little reference to stuff. And what's this? It's a magnifying
A
glass.
magnifying glass, like the ones they use in detective stories.
So let's take the magnifying glass. Never know when you're gonna need one of those. And walk out the door. So, let's go. Let's have a look at the back then. Oh, hello.
Gorrister.
Is that a
You've
talking
seen
dog?
better days. So is the big machine, for that matter.
So there's a jackal. A very grumpy
Eat
jackal.
my words, Gorrister. You'd never make it alone out there. And
don't expect me to be a good doggy and tag along.
I wonder if there's a reference to Vic and Blood, which is another story that Harlan Ellison wrote. Very good one as well. So we've got
I don't know what to do with
a
this.
shovel here. No, take the shovel. Never knew we
Careful
need
where
one.
you use that, Gorrister.
So we've got a shovel
I
now.
like to know where all the bodies are buried.
So let's have a talk to the jackal then. Seems a very chatty sort. So what are you?
What are you?
I'm man's best friend. One of them, at least.
No. What are you really?
Let me answer with a riddle. Today I saw a Chinaman. Now what do you suppose that means?
You like your fried rice?
You're Am. Playing with my mind again.
No, but I do have an in with the big machine. He and I are like brothers.
I'm trying to remember what does doesn't jackal represent Russia or
Why
something?
can't you give me a straight answer?
Like so many others down here, I'm cursed to speak in riddles. We all have our curses to bear. Gorrister?
I would assume
Yeah.
our curse is living
What's my
them.
curse?
After 109 years in the belly of the beast, I'd think you'd have a gut instinct by now.
Look, I'm getting tired of your smart mouth.
Same here.
Come, Gorrister. Forgive and forget.
Where do you come from?
Here, there, everywhere.
Oh god, it's one of these riddles.
So you must know what lies across the mountains.
Freedom for some. If they're cut out for it, it's a long journey across the desert.
So we've already heard.
That desert doesn't look any worse than the other hellholes Am's cooked up for us.
That's another good reference to
Heed
the
my words,
book.
Gorrister.
It's explained
Never make it
that
alone out there.
what do we
Don't
call
expect
it?
me to be a
Am
good
has
dog.
for several times has created scenarios to torture people, so like throwing them into like valleys of
What do you want?
thorns and darkness and acid and
A craving
sulfur
for
and everything like
something
that.
scrumptious. A human heart, perhaps. Yours.
I'm not gonna give you my heart.
No? Too bad. I was going to tell you how to get across the mountains in exchange.
Well, we got no choice, gotta give our heart to the jackal, which somehow made us a lot happier.
I think I'll save this delicacy for later. You want to get across the mountains? Go
Yes.
to the restroom and flush 3 times.
Tell me that riddle for getting across the mountains again.
Just have a quick check.
Go to the restroom and flush 3 times. It doesn't make much sense, but neither does what Am's doing to us. Does it?
Very true.
I've got nothing more to say to you.
Which I think is a good place to end the particular part. So, this has been a very good part for the first part of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and I'm going to think that this is going to be a very fun LP for me to do, and I hope you enjoy it as well. So, I have been Grandmaster Scotty, this has been I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, and I thank you so very, very much for watching. Adios.